right away in marriage?
I, Annie's uncle, please forgive our
To avoid making the same mistake Sean did at my wedding, everyone please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, we are here gathered tonight to celebrate and witness the union of Sean Yarbrough and Ann Owen in marriage. This is not the beginning of what will be, but rather a celebration of what already is. As we all know, Sean and Ann have already declared their commitment to each other the years that they've been together. Fortunately, they've been blessed with a beautiful, healthy little girl, Vivian, and they have created a lovely home for them to share and grow as a family. I always say life is hard, but it's the special moments that we share together that makes our journey memorable. And that's why Sean and Ann decided to share this moment with you, close family and friends. Before I start with the ceremony, I just want to kind of give you a history about these crazy little kids. I met Sean in pharmacy school my first year. My first impression was, how the heck did this guy get in? It's really a tough program. The guy looked like a meathead. He barely spoke unless it was about the cowgirls or about guns. I mean cowboys. He also hung out with the son of the class that was kind of deemed socially awkward. The second year, I had moved a few doors down from him, both of us living in the ghetto. We started helping each other out with tests and notes, given how close we were, and the fact that we both liked to cram last second before tests. And by saying we helped each other out, pretty much Sean was borrowing my notes because he had none. And he always sat next to me or behind me during management classes. For obvious reasons. You owe me a lot of A's in that class. Anyways, it was a relationship based on coffee and last-minute studying at first, which developed into something else. I realized that the meathead was actually intelligent in school and well-rounded in general. He really knows something about everything. He is loyal, he's trustworthy, he is very sarcastically inappropriate. But he is a guy that became a friend, a best friend, a business partner, and my little brother. Cheryl and I used to work out at the gym a lot back in our single days. We only wish we had that kind of time now. But anyways, anytime we got to the gym, of course, Sean would always want to talk about that dude's calves, what that guy was wearing, what the other guy was lifting. I'm like, for the love of God, stop talking about guys at the gym. Thank God, that's when he finally noticed Ann at the gym. But the bad part about this situation is he would always tap me on the shoulder at the first time. And so I always got busted looking at Ann. And I bet you probably the first couple of months, Ann thought that I was the creep at the gym that was always checking her out. Even though it was him tapping me the whole time, Ann. I promise you. I kept telling him to go up and talk to you, but of course, Sean does not like to talk. And so he never did anything with it until that magical night at Escobar. We were all out with the friends, and he spotted you again across the bar. And I asked him again, please, go talk to her. Of course, he did not. 20, 30 minutes later, you managed to walk by our section, and I completely jumped in, and I was like, you know what, it's time. I grabbed you by your arm and said, I'm the guy from the gym. I need to introduce you to the guy that always gets me in trouble. This is Sean. And I walked away. 2 hours later, I realized I haven't seen Sean for a while. And, oh my God, he was still talking to you. That's like the most I've ever seen this guy ever talk at a club to anyone. From there, I got to know Ann. So right off the bat, I knew that Ann and Sean would be great together. She also did not like to talk that much. Being out as a group, we never saw them communicate. We realized that pretty much they were just texting each other while they're sitting with us at the table. So that's why when Sean and Ann asked me to actually do this wedding, I was thinking about doing maybe a PowerPoint or a text board, make it a little bit more appropriate. But with time, though, I got to know Ann, and she is warm, loving, supportive, understanding, and incredibly creative. If y'all notice anything here in the wedding that's actually crafty, most likely Ann did this last night at her sweatshop. But seriously, I think Ann, you are an amazing mother, and I know you will be an amazing wife. And I am so honored to actually be the person that's going to bring you two together in this lifelong commitment. I want to share with you the wisdom I've gained from my 2 years of marriage. Let your love be stronger than your hate and anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend a little than to break. Believe the best rather than the worst. Dr. Doom, good luck with that. And remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship. Before I continue, get to the serious part. Sean really wanted to surprise you, Ann, with a shortened version of the Harlem Shake. Some of the moves that he really wanted to bust at the great club of Europa tonight. You know? No. We're going to save the rest for later on tonight. With that done, it's now time to make it official. Do you, Sean, promise to give the best of yourself and to ask no more than you can give in return? Do you promise to accept Ann the way she is? Do you promise to continue to love Ann for the qualities, abilities, and outlook on life that you both have, and not try to reshape her in a different image? Do you promise to support her in her own interests, desires, and needs, and to realize that those are sometimes different, but no less important than your own? Do you promise to grow with Ann, and be willing to face change as you both face change together, in order to keep your relationship alive and exciting? And finally, do you promise to love Ann in good times and in bad, with all the love you have to give, the only way you know how, completely and forever? If so, say I do. Now, Ann, do you promise to give the best of yourself and to ask no more than you can give in return? Do you promise to accept Sean the way he is? Do you promise to continue to love Sean for the qualities, abilities, and outlook on life that you both have, and not try to reshape them in any different image? Do you promise to support him in his own interests, desires, and needs, and to realize that those are sometimes different, but no less important than your own? Do you promise to grow with Sean and be willing to face changes as you both change in order to keep your relationship alive and exciting? And finally, do you promise to love Sean in good times and in bad, with all the love you have to give, the only way you know how, completely and forever? If so, say I do. They both say I do. As a token of your love, you have chosen to exchange rings tonight. Sean, place this ring on Ann's finger as a symbol of your love and bond everlasting. Ann, place this ring on Sean's finger as a symbol of your love and bond everlasting. You have made your marriage vows to one another, witnessed by your friends and family. You have sealed your vows with the giving and receiving of these rings. Your best and exciting days are ahead of you. And now, by the power vested in me in the great state of Texas, by the power I obtained from the internet, thanks to Megan, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your beautiful wife. Ladies and gentlemen, you may stand now. Put your hands together. Let's start celebrating Dr. Sean and Ann Yarmo!